Hi, I'm Dorothy from Rock Creek Cyclery. This is my bike. It has a flat tire. It happens to us all. Luckily, a flat is not that hard to fix. I'll show you how it's done. This wheel has a quick release, which means it's pretty easy to take off. You just open the lever, loosen it, and then the wheel comes right off. Next, I grab a tire lever to help me take the tire off of the rim. We sell these in a pack of 3 for $4 at the shop. So, I get a good grasp on a piece of the tire, and then I'm able to just move that tire lever around the whole rim. You gotta take off the valve cap. And then I take the tube out with the stem first and just pull the whole thing out. Next, I take the rest of the tire off of the rim. It's pretty easy to separate. I check the rim. You want to make sure that the rim tape is completely covering the spokes. Looks pretty good on here. Next, I check the inside of the tire with my fingers along the walls the entire way. If I had a thorn or a piece of glass or something stuck inside the tire, that could cause another flat, so I want to make sure that there's nothing sharp sticking in there. Next, we need to find the right tube. The tire tells us that the size is 700 by 38C. Also, I know that I have a Schrader valve because it's one of these thick ones compared to Presta, which is a thinner valve. So we've got 700C right here, and 35 to 43 is a perfect range. 38 falls right in there. Even if it was on the cusp, that's okay too. Next, I fill the inner tube with a little bit of air to start. So this is the head of our pump. It has a hole for Presta valve and for Schrader. That's the one we need. So you want to make sure that you get the valve into the pump pretty snug. Lock it into place. It can be kind of tough to do sometimes. And then pump. So in just a couple of pumps, it got pretty full, so that's definitely enough just to get the tube into the tire. Now that our tube is partially inflated, we can put it inside the tire. If we were to put it inside without inflating it a little bit first, that could cause a pinch flat down the line when you put the tire onto the wheel and fill it up. So I have the tube inside the tire, and I'm just going to get it all the way in there so that it's completely resting inside. You can shake the tire a little bit to make sure it's just seated properly. Now that we have the tube inside the tire, you want to find the hole on the rim where the valve goes through. Looks like that. So I'll put the valve in through there. This tire is going to be sitting inside of the rim on that side, and then on the other side it'll be on the outside of the rim. So now I'm just going to push that whole side of the rim so that it's seated at least on one side. All right, we got that. Now I can use the tire lever again to get the rest of the tire seated in the rim. So what I want to do is push the tire in, get the tire lever inside, and then slide it around the length of the rim, just like when we took the tire off. Okay, now it's perfectly seated. You want to check the entire rim to make sure that the tire is seated properly on both sides. See right there? It's bulging a little bit. You can pop that back into place and make sure it doesn't bulge out on the other side. If the tube were to pop out when we were blowing it up, that could cause a pretty scary flat because it makes a really loud noise. Next, we're gonna pump up the tire to the recommended PSI. This one has a minimum of 44 and a maximum of 73. I'm gonna go for around 60. We've got a gauge on our pump here. When my tire was flat, it could squeeze through these brake pads, but now that it's all pumped up, we're going to need to undo the brake. Just pull that lever, and now we have more space for the tire to go through. You want to make sure that the frame is properly seated on the wheel. The best way to do that is just gravity. Just having the frame resting on the wheel will let you know that it's in the right position. Now we want to tighten up our quick release. And our wheel is back on. Don't forget to reattach your brake. Now we're good to go. Now you know how to fix a flat tire on your bike. At Rock Creek Cyclery, we always have tubes in all sizes, tire levers, and pumps. And we're always happy to do it for you if you'd like.